Yo, thank you for checking out Smoking with Bush. Today I'm gonna do up a spatchcock chicken. First time I've ever tried doing one of these. I'm gonna throw it on the Weber kettle and try to figure out what the fuss is about. From what I've read and the videos I've watched, the chicken should cook a little more evenly by spatchcocking it. So we'll see if that's true. So I'll show you how the coals are set up and we'll get going from there. So this is the setup I got going on the Weber kettle. I got the little mini chimney starter started up and just use one of these striker fire matches in there to get that going. Got my coals set up over here. And then what I'm gonna do, once the coals get going, I'm gonna pour them on that side and I'm gonna throw in this pan with a little bit of water, have that on this side and have the chicken rested on this side. I believe what I'm gonna do is sear the chicken first on the hot coals and then get it over on this indirect side and just cook it till it's done. So let me show you what I got going for this chicken and we'll monitor the temps. Wanting to hang around 300 or so for this chicken, not trying to have an all-day cook with it. And let me show you what the chicken's looking like. This is what it's looking like. I already took out the backbone and split the breastbone, and there's a lot of videos on how to spatchcock a chicken, so I didn't feel the need to really show that on camera. The best one I saw was from my boy James at Aim 'em Claim 'em Smokers. Put a link to his video where he spatchcocked one. It's pretty straightforward as far as cutting out the backbone and then splitting it. But we're gonna go ahead. I already patted it dry, cleaned it off, get it seasoned up here. I'm gonna use this 5 o'clock beer seasoning as my first layer of flavor here. And just get a nice coating. And I must say, the thing I already noticed about this spatchcocking is I can get more of this seasoning on the inside here, where you typically don't put anything unless you want to inject or something like that. Didn't really want to bust out the injection today, just trying to keep it as simple as possible with this cook. So we'll get this seasoned up nice and well here. And then we'll come back with a little bit of that Bush barbecue rub here. And this will add a nice color to it, and also with a little bit of spice. Now, in my previous videos, you notice I like to mix the 5 o'clock beer with that Poultry Perfection, but I'm out of the Poultry Perfection, so I'm just gonna roll with it here. I mean, it's gonna be good regardless. All right, and all I'm gonna do from here, turn it over, do the other side, and I'll meet you out at the Weber kettle that we got fired up, and we'll get going from there. All right, there's that spatchcock chicken seasoned up. As I mentioned, I use that Lump Spice Company 5 o'clock beer and also some of my own barbecue rub for a little bit of spice and some color to it. And I'll show you what it's looking like when it's going out on the Weber kettle. When I first put it on, we were hanging around 400 degrees, so I let it do that for about 20 minutes. Doing the chicken similarly how I would do it in the oven, kind of roasted for a little bit. And now I done close the top vent down halfway, and then this bottom vent down here, I got this down to a quarter of the way open. And as you can see by our temps here, the 100 is for the chicken, and 334 is what we're holding on the grill grate right now. So like I said, just trying to stay in that 300 or so range for the rest of the cook, and just wait till this gets to around 150, 155 for the internal of the chicken. That way I can go ahead and sear it over the coals. Okay, so this bird's been out here about 30 minutes, and I know, if you're looking, you ain't cooking. But I want to take a sneak peek and see what we're looking like, make sure we're not getting any burn spots on there. All right, so here's where we're at, 30 minutes into the cook. Looking good so far. The internal of the bird is hanging around 117, so we're just going to keep on going. And plenty of coals left here, so we'll check back in once it's done. Okay, so about an hour into the cook here, and my temp is saying it should be around 153 internal. So we're going to check some temps here and see what we're looking like. Here's in the breast up here. It's only a 135 up there, and let's check a leg here, see what the leg's looking like. Interesting. Oh, actually that does make sense. The legs are pointed towards the fire and the breasts are up here. I'm mad this probe is off though. Let me check another part of this breast up here. So that part of the breast is saying 165, but this down here is not done. No, you know what? I decided I'm gonna go ahead and sear this bad boy up a little bit here, and then we'll get it turned around. So let me throw this on here. Let's get some heat to that chicken. Go ahead and char it up a little bit. Smells really good actually. So we'll let that go, and we'll clean off this side of the grate for when it comes back. But yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll char it up a little bit, and then we'll get it back on my indirect side to finish cooking. And today, feeling a little barbecue sauce, so I'm gonna throw a little bit on there. One I've been using a lot lately is this Hacks barbecue sauce, the smoked maple mustard. Stuff is absolutely delicious, so good. All right, let's turn this chicken real quick. We're flaring up, but it's all good. Actually, let's get this turned. We'll get it turned over. Oh man, look at that char. So yeah, we're just gonna char this side up, and then I'll put it back on the indirect side to keep on cooking. Here it is, the finished product, this spatchcock chicken. Had it on a Weber kettle, maybe about an hour and a half. As I mentioned, I cooked it till I got to about 150 internal on the breast, which my thermometer was kind of off. It was actually probably around 135, 140, but either way, went ahead and then moved the chicken to the direct side on the kettle so I could get some char on the skin, and then just kept on cooking it up, glazed it at the end with some barbecue sauce. So I'm just been letting it relax for a little bit. I'm gonna get it parted up and come back when I do the taste test. I had to stop parting this board up just so you could see the amount of moisture in this thing. My goodness. I didn't dry brine. I didn't do anything to this chicken. I took it out the fridge, prepped it, and threw it on the grill once it was ready. So I'm actually very surprised by the amount of juice. And like I said, I've had this relaxing for about 10 minutes or so. But oh my gosh, let me get a taste here. Let me get a little piece, and I got to see what this is tasting like. All right, so here we go. Here's the finished product. As I mentioned, this is the first spatchcock chicken I've personally ever done, and we're gonna see what it's talking about. Definitely a good amount of flavor there. That breast, little bit more drier than what I would personally like, but flavor's on point. As I mentioned during the cook, I noticed that the thighs and the legs were cooking quicker than the breast, so I'm gonna attribute that to having the thighs and everything pointed towards the coals and the breast on facing furthest away from the coals. So that's kind of how that went. So I had to keep cooking until the breast got up to 165 internal. So I think the next time I do this on the kettle, I'm gonna just rotate it maybe every 30 minutes just to get more of an even cook, or allow my coals on both sides of the chicken. You know, that way it's good to go. But definitely a quicker way to cook a whole chicken. Like I mentioned, maybe took hour and 20, hour and a half total on the kettle. So either way, I'm gonna keep it going. If you like what we're doing over here, please like, comment, subscribe, and keep on smoking.